pleasure to introduce Kate, whom I know well and adore, as the 2009 Commencement student speaker. She graduated from our own College of Arts and Sciences and completed her master's studies this year at Wagner through our dual degree BA/MPA program. It is difficult to imagine one student representing all of the extraordinary NYU graduates here today. But in so many ways, Kate represents so much of what we see in all of you. Kate is an academic star, a Reynolds Scholar, a Truman Scholar, and now a Luce Scholar. She has an extraordinary commitment to public service, having served as the college director for Keep a Child Alive, a nonprofit that provides life-saving treatment and care to children and their families with HIV/AIDS in Africa and the developing world. And she is the ultimate citizen of the world, studying at NYU Ghana, spending a summer in Tanzania, and now on her way to Asia to expand her global perspective on HIV/AIDS. Driven to excel, eager to embrace the world, and infused with passion, Kate does indeed represent the best of our graduates. I look forward to hearing from her. Kate?
Thank you. Good morning, family and friends, honored guests, esteemed faculty, my fellow students, and graduates. Congratulations. I am deeply honored to speak on behalf of the NYU student body this morning. Because we come together as an incredibly diverse crowd, I want to begin with a common thread that ties us all together at this moment in history. In the months leading up to our graduation, we have all been witness to the unfolding of a global economic crisis. Onlookers pity the misfortune of the class of 2009, our graduating class, for having to enter the job market amidst such chaos and instability. But today, I want to challenge you to think instead, what an incredibly opportune time at which to graduate. Now, you might think I'm overly optimistic because I am genuinely excited about graduating at this time. But let me explain to you why I see now as an auspicious moment for us to leave the security of the classroom and to dive headfirst into this storm. Like many of you, I chose to study abroad in my time at NYU. The places that I lived and worked, Ghana, Tanzania, and South Africa, there people placed a high premium on community over the individual. In Ghanaian culture, there is a symbol called Sankofa, usually represented by a bird with its head twisted backwards towards its tail. And Sankofa means you must know where you have been in order to know where you're going. And to know where you've been implies that you know the people who have made you who you are. Because as much as we in America like to promote the individual, we sometimes forget that we've only achieved what we have because of the people who have brought us this far. And that grand failures, like our current crisis, are often the result of individuals thinking they're more important than the community. And so, thank you. I am confident that we as NYU students will be just fine because we understand how to build communities, because we've been forced to do so in the most unlikely of circumstances. Now, NYU communities are certainly not traditional. For example, as a college community, this is the first time we've ever gathered in a sports stadium together. Although not traditional, our communities are adorable because they stand the test of diversity, of distance, and of conflicting vision. In a traditional sense, community implies homogeneity. people who share characteristics, appearances, and styles. But as an NYU student community, we are 40,000 unique individuals strong. We represent every state in this country and 133 foreign countries. Our backgrounds span the entire socioeconomic spectrum, and we represent every race, religion, and sexual orientation. In a traditional community, community also implies proximity, like that of a college campus. But at NYU, we have no college campus to speak of. Students at NYU live in the Village, East and West. We live uptown, we live downtown, we live in Brooklyn, we live in the Bronx, we live in Queens, Staten Island, Long Island, New Jersey. Our classrooms span several neighborhoods in Manhattan and over 30 international centers. And lastly, traditionally, community usually implies agreement upon protocol and behaviors. But as an NYU student body, we oftentimes disagree with each other and even with the administration. However, rather than feel lost amidst our diversity, or disconnected across our global campus, or angry about our disagreements, instead, NYU students have overcome these factors and owned these factors and created communities based on our skills, our interests, our talents, our passions, and our philosophies. So why is our ability to create community so important right now? Because as institutions are falling apart, what we need more than anything is to come together. Millions of people have lost their homes and their jobs. Millions of people are unable to access medical care. And frankly, billions of people around the world are unable to access even the most basic of life's commodities. The every man for himself mentality has already failed us. We must understand that we are all connected, and that inevitably, the way we treat other people is the way that we will find ourselves being treated. What people need in a crisis is more than a bailout check. People need attention to their humanity and relationships through which they can express and deal with their pain. And so I implore you to care and care passionately about something bigger than yourself, about something that connects you to other people, and to channel your compassion in creative and sustainable ways to begin rebuilding our broken systems. And as we rebuild, we must do so with integrity, courage, and kindness. The integrity to be open and honest with each other at all times. The courage to stand up against one another when we see wrongdoing within our own community. And the kindness to understand that at the end of the day, we are all just looking for the same basic security. And as we face the challenges ahead in the job market and far beyond, I ask you not to make excuses, but to make decisions. Decide to be members and leaders of strong communities. And in light of such an incredible opportunity to rebuild and to truly make history, I hope you agree with me. What an incredibly opportune time at which to graduate. Congratulations, thank you.